Today, we live in the era of false confidence. Everyone wants to appear far more than they actually are. People spend their days obsessed with building an image. It is as if they need to represent something to the world, because otherwise they cannot believe in themselves. And that is exactly why people today want to be chased more than ever before. It has nothing to do with love. Many times, it has nothing to do with finding a partner or making a real connection. People have forgotten that the most beautiful thing love gives us is connection itself. The most precious thing we take away is that we reinvent ourselves through another person. Someone can make us discover parts of ourselves we never even knew existed. That is what relationships, not just romantic ones, but all meaningful ones, truly offer us. They teach us a great deal about who we are. There are people who can see in us what we cannot see in ourselves. But today, we rarely give that a chance because, sadly, many people do not even have their own identity. Instead, they have found someone they admire and decided to copy everything about them, from the clothes to the way they speak, the habits, the image they project. The more they resemble whoever they have decided they want to be, the better. What they fail to understand is that what makes a person genuinely attractive is embracing what makes them unique. We are all unique, but through our actions, we can either move closer to our true selves or drift further away by trying to be someone we are not, simply because we admired that person and believed becoming them would make us happy. Today, there are endless copies of people who are one of a kind, and a huge number of others who believe those copies are better than them, and that resembling them as closely as possible is the ideal path. So you come across someone who appears self-assured, someone who seems to have it all figured out. You see a profile and think, wow, this person really knows who they are. But what exactly do they know? They know how to imitate someone else. That is what they have figured out. They just keep repeating what everyone else is doing. I think my age plays a role here too. I have reached a level of maturity that helps me see things differently. The truth is that some people appear to be one thing and turn out to be another entirely. And those people who seem so confident and so certain of themselves are actually looking for you to chase them. Why? Because ordinary attention is not enough for them. It does not validate them. They need more. They need to see that you are capable of insisting, that you even suffer a little for them, that you tolerate some poor treatment and put up with it because they are so incredible, such amazing copies, that they deserve all of that from you. That is precisely why today you must not fall into any of that. You must not chase anyone, especially not the person you believe you will miss out on if you do not pursue them. And because they are so incredibly good at imitating someone else, you might feel that anxiety creeping in. You sense other people messaging them, other girls wanting to meet up, other guys sending flames. It does not matter. The more people there are competing, the better, because the more you will stand out by doing the opposite, by not chasing, by not dancing to their tune, by not feeding their fragile ego the endless attention it craves without even knowing it craves it. That person has not done the inner work. The one who seems to have everything figured out has not taken the time to truly know themselves. They are not even aware, most of the time, of just how deeply insecure they are. And yet, even without that awareness, it still plays out in a very predictable way. When you chase someone like this, what you get in return is treatment you do not want, believe me. You get crumbs. You get inconsistency. You get a slow, drawn-out maybe. They act as if they are a trophy behind glass, to be admired but never quite reached. They decide when yes and when no. They paint you a picture of hope, but then keep you waiting, making you feel like you are not quite at their level, reminding you of how many options they have. That is the person who, the more you pursue them, the more they pull back. Not too fast, they seem to say. Do not get too excited about me. But the moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop trying to win them over, the moment you stop making things easy for them, something inside them snaps. That fragile ego cannot take it. It simply cannot allow it. Suddenly, it does not matter that their inbox is full of messages, that they have plans with someone else, that there are plenty of others waiting. None of that matters anymore. It does not matter whether you are the most attractive, the most interesting, the smartest. What matters is that you are not behaving the way they expected. And they expected it because they have built that image carefully. that facade of confidence, counting on you to react the same way everyone before you did. They know the tricks work. They have put effort into learning them. So when those tricks stop working on you, you hit a very specific button right in the center of their insecurity. And suddenly, they do not quite know how to proceed. And here's the most amusing part. They start acting exactly like the people they themselves have been treating poorly. With a person like this, you cannot expect to win them over through kindness. You cannot think that being good to them, showing them you care, making them feel better about themselves will lead anywhere. People with false confidence, when you treat them that way, when you show them you are invested, when you tell them you are choosing them, when you offer exclusivity and put your cards on the table, they reward you with poor treatment. That is the painful truth. Deep down, it reflects their false sense of worth. It is as if they think, if you are willing to settle for me, then I can surely find someone better than you. As twisted and sad as that sounds, that is exactly how it works. So with these types of people, what you need to do is act as a mirror. Reflect back to them what they truly feel about themselves deep down, which is that they are not as valuable as they pretend to be, that they do not deserve as much as they demand. First of all, do not let the competition overwhelm you. People who are skilled at projecting false confidence tend to attract attention. It works a bit like a magnet. There will always be people around them, and many of those people cannot see through the mask and feel the same pull they would feel toward the real thing. So yes, there will be competition. Let it go. Do not overthink it. Instead, make sure they know that they do not have your exclusivity. Rather than having conversations where you try to figure out what they feel or whether they can give you what you want, let things slip casually. Say something like, I just want to make it clear that I do not consider us exclusive because I do not like being accused later of playing games. As far as I am concerned, we are nothing right now. I am simply getting to know you because you sparked my curiosity, but I do not want anything held against me. That has a completely different effect on someone like this compared to you anxiously asking how much they like you or whether there are other people involved. Do not go looking for a relationship. Do not push for it. Let them be the ones who want it. And the thing that will make them want it most is you declining it. With a profile like this, the more you decline, the more it works. And when I say treat them poorly, I do not mean disrespect them or humiliate them. I mean simply this. Do not make them feel like a priority. Make them feel like an option, and they will fight to become your priority. That is genuinely what works with people like this. If you are transparent, available, and show your enthusiasm, they will treat you badly for it. But if you let them see that your time is limited because you have other things going on, if you are not free this weekend, and on top of that you casually dropped that hint about not wanting to be claimed as exclusive, the dynamic shifts entirely. You are busy. You do not say you have plans with someone else because that would not be elegant, and you are elegant. You simply have your life. You do not give many explanations because they are not your partner, and you are not going to treat them like one. We often think that treating someone like a partner only comes down to whether or not we are physically intimate with them. But it is much more than that. It is a whole combination of things. Being a partner means I take you into account. I explain my life a little more. I justify my plans and my actions. So yes, you might have a wonderful evening together, but in the days that follow, your time and attention are scarce because they are not your partner. And you can even let it slip gently that when you are in a relationship, you are a very devoted person. Make the contrast felt. You are not their partner, and you are not going to try to make them feel special enough to choose you. Make them feel like an option, and they will want to be your priority. So when the weekend arrives, instead of feeling anxious and insecure, wondering whether they will go meet someone else if you do not reach out, just let it go. Let them go on their evening. And while they are out, let their mind wander to the question of why you never made a move to see them, why you did not try to make plans, who you might be with, and whether that other person has something they do not. That is what will make them want to be your partner. It works like a charm. That said, read the situation carefully. Not everyone fits this profile. If the person in front of you is not arrogant, not acting like they are doing you a favor by spending time with you, but instead seems emotionally mature, transparent, and genuinely open to something meaningful, do not apply any of this. But I think you know exactly which profile I am talking about. You may have fallen into it before and come out hurt. If this time you do not want to go through that again, hold on to what has been said here. Apply it, and you will see how remarkably well it works the moment you shift your goal from trying to win them over to simply taking things slowly with no clear expectations, because you are not that impressed yet, and there are plenty of people waiting for a chance with you.